Donald Glover can do anything, except maybe, I think, make white people care about black people. Right now, This Is America is sitting at 69 million views. It does something that I think only can be achieved in a visual medium. Because there's so little text to the song, you're getting everything from the visuals and the context of living in America. You're bringing a lot in. But the thing about that is that everyone is bringing in a different thing. And while that probably stirs up more conversation, it also obscures the actual meaning and intent of the song. Like, I've seen people calling it anti-gun, which is, I mean, I don't know if that's accurate, and even if it was, it's an oversimplification if I've ever heard one. That was one of the first headlines I saw. Like, that's what you got from that? Out of everything? All of the imagery you just saw? There's this point as an artist where you want to just be on the edge of telling the audience enough that they get what you mean, and they'll come to maybe the same conclusion or similar conclusions that you did, and like balancing with that and telling them too much. And Donald Glover certainly didn't tell us too much. He went on the other end, which is kind of like, what do you think it means? It's clearly a meaningful video, but what exactly? Because people are just going to come into it and out of it with their same assumptions and biases. For instance, you could come into this video and leave thinking, oh, well, it was about black on black crime because a black man shot those other black people, and that would be it. That would be all you thought about it. And that's crazy! Or you could come out of it thinking, well, all this terrible violence and these riots are happening, but these kids are on their darn phones, Snapchatting and Instagramming. And you could come out of it thinking, oh, well, clearly it's about that. It conveniently happens to be about the thing that I already believed. There's just almost enough to make a point, but only if you're coming in with the same knowledge and context. I mean, as woke people, we might come into it thinking like, racism is bad, or even maybe racism is institutional and complicated. And we'll come out of it thinking, wow, that was a really cool piece of art, and also really catchy. But did we change our minds about anything? What were we supposed to think? Because nobody likes being hand-fed the answer, but because like at some point, if people are coming away from it with just the opposite idea that you had creating it, then do you maybe need to say something? Or maybe the meaning is more simple than that. Maybe all Donald Glover is really trying to say is, this is America. And it's hard to draw any concrete conclusions about this, but I would say yes. I'm probably right about that one. He's probably saying this is America, right? That's why he called the song that and says it in the song. Am I right? I mean, I just don't know what it's gonna take to separate people from their prejudice. I don't know what it's gonna take to make people think about their own ingrained biases and combat them. That's tough to do. I mean, it's probably going to take, like, probably more than one just really good music video. Probably. Maybe, like, 3 more. I think if we have 3 more really good music videos, racism will be over. We solved it, baby! Yeah, I think if we just had, like, another Hamilton, yeah, racism would be done. Like, immediately. Get on it, Lin-Manuel Miranda. Only you can fix racism. However, something occurred to me. Have you seen this television show called Atlanta? I have. It's like the Game of Thrones. And by that I just mean that it's well written and entertaining. I think Atlanta actually illustrates everything that Donald Glover is trying to say in this video and more. And maybe that's just because it's longer. Most of that show's runtime is dedicated to just, hey, here's what being in this situation is like. Here's what it's like to be poor and brown in America, which clearly I'm an expert on. as you can tell. Atlanta explores these issues in ways that a 4-minute music video just can't. Except for that one episode that's a little iffy on the queer community, but we're gonna ignore that part for the sake of this argument. I'm not gonna describe it any more for you because I don't want to ruin it, but Atlanta's really good. Go watch it now. It's on Hulu. It's not sponsored, obviously, but